Members, how are you all? Happy Monday. I have only had a couple of sips of this Starbucks and I'm already hyper. This is what happens. I haven't had coffee probably since, actually I had a little bit of coffee last week, but Starbucks is like jet fuel for me because it has higher caffeine content. So yeah, since last week, I haven't had anything like this. I haven't had anywhere near that much caffeine. So, woo! I'm all kind of jittery. Okay, I just finished filming what I'm shooting with this week, which you guys, it's already posted as you guys are watching this. So, in case you didn't see it, I'm shooting with the new Canon body, the SL2, which is 200D in all the other parts of the world. For some reason in the US, they name it differently. I have two camera lenses that I'm going to be shooting with. I have the 24mm pancake on the camera right now and the 40mm pancake. I've had the 40mm for quite a while. The 24 is fairly new, but yeah, this is all I have for Canon. I have a point and shoot Canon camera, but this is my Canon DSLR setup right now. This is it. This is the whole arsenal. And I love it. I love this little tiny, simple setup. A couple of prime lenses and a small camera body. A small and capable camera body, so far as I can tell. I have my D810 with the 35 out on my desk right now because I was showing everybody in the what I'm shooting with video that, like, this is what I was shooting with a couple of weeks ago. And like I felt so free shooting with this and only having this be my only choice when I went out and did a museum trip or going hiking or whatever. And it's funny when I'm holding them because this is so bulky compared to this. It's just, I mean, it's funny. So anyway, I did love this setup, but I'm not going to be shooting with that this week. I'll be shooting with this week. I'm gonna do just running around with it. Probably some, museum. I wanted to go out for sunset today somewhere in the desert, but it has been raining all day. So, and I'm sorry, I have windows out this way. That's why I'm looking out that way. It's been raining all morning so far. So we'll see how it goes. Sometimes when we get rain here in the desert during monsoon season, it rains all day. So we'll see how it goes. Not a big deal, I guess, to most of you guys, but here in the desert, it's kind of a big deal. And I don't really want to take this guy out into the weather right now. It's not as weatherproofed as something like the D810 or the D500. Like the D500, the first weekend I had it, I took it out into the rain and snow at the Grand Canyon. And I also had a good weather sealed lens on it and it did great. This guy, I'm not sure I want to do that with. He's not quite as robust. Although, just to let you guys know, like, actually a nicely made camera. I feel like it's more solid than my T4i, which was the cropped sensor Canon body that I had before this one. I just got rid of it to make room for this little guy. So anyway, enough about that. That's what I'm going to be shooting with this week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just going to try to use all the different functions on it and see how it does with all of those different functions. One thing that I haven't made a decision on yet is I'm doing a photo shoot this week I'll be posting it on Friday. It's for July Irony. I talked to you guys about it last week, and it is the in the studio with no studio lights photo shoot. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not. Maybe the 40mm lens would be, an appropriate setup, but yeah, I'm not sure what's holding me back on it. Maybe I will use this, but also use like the D500 or the D810. Probably the D500 would be a good thing to use because then I can kind of almost compare a little bit. before you even say anything, I know a tiny Canon SL2 and a Nikon D500 are not necessarily competitors, but they kind of are. I mean, they're both crop sensor bodies. They're both options out there that you might want to look at. A lot of times when I am talking to people and they're wanting to know what camera body to buy, they talk about those camera bodies that are higher up on the food chain, the D500, the D810, usually not like the flagship bodies, but usually, you know, those ones that are higher up on the food chain. But a lot of times I suggest going with a smaller body, maybe I don't want to say less capable, because that insinuates that it's not capable. These bodies are incredibly capable, and that's actually my point to people when they ask is, look into a smaller body that is, you know, less capable, if you want to say that, but then you can spend the money on a little bit better lenses. And that is where I think most people, that's where I find my my stride, is when you've got, you know, a good capable body, not necessarily the top of the line, but a good capable body, and then a really good lens on it. So anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but sometimes I just have to work through things with you guys. So I think I will definitely use at least this camera for some of the photos that I take for this Friday's shoot. And then I'll definitely be hopping into the studio with this again for like a dedicated, I'm reviewing this camera type of a photo shoot where I do use studio lighting. Yeah, so there's that. And then I'm gonna do a first impressions video of this for everybody this week, but just to let you guys know, it works. I don't know what else to say about it at this point, other than I know it's a tiny body. I know it's something that is easily overlooked, but gosh, I haven't been wanting with this at all so far. So I really like it. I'm glad that I made the purchase. Raymond was the one that suggested it, so I'm glad that he did. So I'll definitely expound on, or I'll expand on those ideas in the first impressions video that I do, but there's that. I think I'm also going to head to a museum this week and look for irony in art. Just like last year, not a ton of people have participated in July-irony. I think it can be a difficult topic to grasp. For me, I think juxtaposition is, you know, fun, and I really like it, but I don't think that's necessarily everybody's favorite thing. So, yeah, so I want to show you guys more of what I mean by irony or juxtaposition in art. So I want to do that by finding some art, not just mine, you know, finding some other people's art that I can take photos of and share with you guys. So I think I'm going to do that as well. I mean, it's like practically it is the last full week of August. It's a little late to like try to get everybody to do July-irony stuff, but you know, we still have a whole weekend left. I'm looking at my calendar here. What else do I have in the works? I have, hopefully I'll get out for sunrise or sunset sometime in the next couple days, and photo shoot coming up. That's pretty much it for what I'm working on this week. Before any of that gets done, I am putting the finishing touches on my Yellowstone book. Yay! It is not short. It is like 62 pages, I want to say. It may change slightly, but I mean, it took me so long. There were over 2,400 images to begin with, and it took me so long to narrow down exactly which of those images I wanted to share with you guys because I really wanted to share all of them, but I can't make a 2,000 page book. So yeah, so it's taken me a long time to get everything organized, but I definitely took time to figure out how I wanted to group things. And, you know, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this book. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the photography in it, and I'm proud of the time I've spent organizing it. So pat myself on the back for a moment, right? But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's what I'm working on. Hopefully I will have that book. Well, it just depends on shipping times. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, how fast I can get the actual hard copy of the books in here and sent out to my Grand Canyon patrons. And yeah, and when I'm going to make the actual electronic version available to everybody. So, is there anything else I wanted to talk to you guys about? Oh, the other camera that was introduced, the other Canon camera that was introduced with this and released at about the same time, the 6D Mark II. Oh gosh, is that right? I think it is. Canon 6D Mark II. It's slipping my mind because I just didn't get all excited about it myself. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. I reviewed the Canon 6D and it was a good body. You know, great. But so far what I'm seeing with the 6D Mark II is that it's a little underwhelming, I guess. People aren't as excited about it. It wasn't enough of a leap forward, I think, but I'm sure it's a great body, you know. It's just like, for me, it resembles the release of the D7500, where it wasn't a huge leap forward, so people got disappointed, but it's still a solid option. So I did want to mention that to you guys. I'm curious if any of you have used either of these new Canon bodies, or if there's something else new that you're using. Let me know. Share your stories with me, and maybe I can then share with you guys what all of the rest of you are purchasing and shooting with right now. But oh, one last thing, guys, before I let you go. This is loosely related to photography, definitely related to me and what I do. I read an article this weekend about Zion National Park considering reservations, a reservation system, even to get in to the main drag of the park. Zion is set up where there's just one road that goes through the main canyon of the park. It's a national park, it's huge. There's lots of other areas, but I didn't go anywhere else when I was there. The majority of people that go to Zion go to this one main drag. During the summer months, you can only go on this main drag on the bus system that they have, I believe. But when I was there, it was off season, so I was able to drive through the park. But it was still really quite busy, and there were still, even in the off season, there were areas of the park, like the more popular stops, that were completely full, and I could not even park to get out and go see whatever it was. So it's interesting to think about a reservation system even to get into the park. I guess there are other parks that have done it, or at least have tried it, and it has helped with crowds. One of the big problems is not just crowds, but it is destruction, because people are not always responsible. They don't always follow the leave no trace principles. They don't always follow the rules. I saw it a lot at Yellowstone this summer. I got so mad at one point. I don't think I've shared this story. I got so mad at one point. I was sitting waiting for Old Faithful to erupt. And if you've ever been there, there is, there's Old Faithful right there, and, out in the distance a little bit. And there's this amphitheater. There's a double row of benches that goes, oh my God, it's huge, you know, in a semicircle shape around Old Faithful. And it fills up. I mean, in the hour leading up to when Old Faithful erupts, it fills up. And there's standing room only, you know, people are sitting on the ground, not on the ground, but on the wooden planking that you walk on, in front of the benches even, which is fine. You know, everybody get comfortable with each other because we all want to see it. But a number of people jumped down off of the wooden walkway and walked on the soil, on the crust right next to the walkway, to get in front of the benches to sit down on the planking. And I was fuming. I cannot handle that. You are not supposed to do it. There's a reason you're not supposed to do it. There's signs everywhere, and people still do it. Instead of just saying, excuse me, and like walking in front of people, they jump down, and oh my God, I was ready to erupt. One guy asked if it was okay to sit in front of me after he'd done it, and I said no. He ignored me and did it anyway, but I was like, no. Because I was so mad. Anyway, that's a great story to leave you with. Me and my, like, one of the few times I've ever just been downright mean, but I was mad. But that's it, guys. I will be talking to you guys later this week in the behind the scenes of the studio shoot that I do. And then also keep your eyes out for first impressions on this camera and all the other stuff that I come up with this week. So I hope you all have a great week. I'll talk to you later.